Hello, LaGrange. My name is Jack Thompson, and I'm the city manager for the city of LaGrange. And we are in the middle of our series of interviewing a lot of our city staff. And today we are talking to Emily Hudson. And so, very glad to start this conversation with her. And Emily, tell us about yourself and how long have you been with the city, and what do you do for the city?
Well, thank you, Jack, for having me. I work as the Economic Development Manager for the City of LaGrange, and I'm going on my third year in the role as of November.
So, what makes it fun for you to come to work every day?
What makes it fun to come to work every day? I think people that work in the public field all have the shared goal of wanting to make the world a better place, right? We come to work every day to do what we can to see this town become the best it can be. And so I love coming to work every day, and it's always a new project. When my friends and family ask, you're the EDC manager, but what is it that you actually do? What's the day-to-day story? I like to use the metaphor that I'm just a big juggling act. You have so many projects in the air. You have, 10 or so, 20 or so, it depends on the month. And your job is to always make sure that things circle back, things get done, there's momentum. If you haven't seen a ball in a while because it flew off, you got to go hunt it down. And so I find that routine and that stimulus very engaging. And I love seeing the opportunities start. You're planting seeds, and so you're just, for those Hamilton fans out there, you're planting seeds in the garden you never get to see, and I think that's really cool.
So you are pretty active in the community, and you like to volunteer and do a lot of extracurricular activities, and one of those I know is the Fayette Community Theater. You really have a passion for the theater. So tell me, what's been your favorite role so far in the theater?
That's a good question, Jack, because I've been in 6 Fayette County Community Theater shows since my time here. And picking a favorite, it depends. And so I'll give you 2 favorites because I'm special like that, I guess. But in terms of time commitment and effort put into the production, I think Agnes of God was definitely something that showcased my talents in the extreme. But overall favorite, I have to say Clue. It was such a fun show. Melissa Weltner and the FCCT team, they put on a great production, so many moving parts, and I felt like every weekend we came out and we built set pieces. And Jack, being involved in the community theater was my foot in the door, being involved in LaGrange, and it brought me into a family that really welcomed me, and so I credit to them choosing this place my home.
Right. So how has working with a community organization like the theater helped you with your job?
For sure, people. I think this job is definitely, I've heard it said before that you are a dot connector. Being an EDC person or anywhere in the public field, you know people who know people, and then you say, hey, I know someone that you need to talk to. And so being engaged with the community theater has really opened doors of, hey, now I know the head of the Habitat for Humanity group, and I know someone that works at the animal shelter, someone who knows someone else. And so it's been helpful whenever I want to find information. And as someone that's only been living in LaGrange for 3 or so years, it's incredibly helpful because of the history here. And I appreciate the passion and the history and the legacy here. And so finding groups of people that are your friends that can tell you the down low of, who's who and where you got to go has been incredibly helpful in my career, for sure.
So I guess you found a few little gems around town, makes LaGrange unique. What is one of those?
A hidden gem, and I know this will sound crazy, but I live right next to the city cemetery over by Travis Street. And on an off day sometimes I like to go and walk around, and our parks guys do a great job keeping it clean. There's blue bonnets sometimes there, and so it's very peaceful and serene. There's not a lot of people, and I find comfort walking around and seeing the grave sites and realizing that, This town is so much bigger than just me. I am just a drop in the ocean here. And it brings me comfort knowing that everyone that's buried here has probably dealt with the same things that I'm currently stressed about. So it puts in perspective that we're all on the same earth, we're all on the same planet, and I think that's my hidden gem of the city.
So I'm sure people are wondering, since you're in economic development, is there any good news?
Well, I wouldn't be a good juggler if I don't talk about the projects that are in the air, right?
Yeah.
So we have the Grange Brewing Company is going to be in downtown. We also have the Grange Theater Group. So the Fayette County Community Theater is establishing their own theater group in downtown. And Little Einsteins, David and Veronica King have been doing an amazing job building a daycare. That'll be at 901 Mode Lane. And I'm always available if there's any sites that are open. I'm building a property inventory as we start looking ahead at getting more aggressive in our recruitment of retailers and restaurants. And so that's kind of my day-to-day right now.
It'll be really good. And so, yeah, it's exciting to see. Little Einsteins is coming along really well.
Again, bringing back to the almost garden metaphor, you're planting seeds, right? And so it's so cool to putting effort and attention into the quality of life for our businesses and residents.
Yes, it is. Well, Emily, it's been a real pleasure to get to talk to you today and introduce you to the community. And so, looking forward, and we'll be doing more of these in the future and talking more about economic development projects down the road. So,
Well, I appreciate your time, Jack. Thank you for having me.